Today, guys, we are here to talk about wholesaling and investing. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Listing Agent Podcast. I'm your host, Keith Hernandez. Today, I've got wholesaler. Let's give Alan a round of applause for joining us. All right.
Welcome, Alan. Thank you for having me.
Alan, so I know you have a lot of information today to share with us. Tell us a little bit about your background. First of all, what do you do exactly?
Whatever it takes.
I like that. See? Got to survive.
So my background, I started with trucking.
Okay.
I used to have a trucking company. At the age of 21, I bought a house. Well, it was actually 20. I bought a house, sold it. After a year, I made $100,000 net. I bought a big rig. I ended up having 6 at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost everything at the age of 26.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I started working for a friend named Yoni Rios.
Okay.
He's like a best friend to me and a mentor. Through him, I discovered wholesaling.
Okay. And just to kind of go back a little bit, so trucking, you had your own business,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That's pretty interesting at a young age to have your own business. What made you start that?
Okay, so my dad has always been a truck driver.
Okay.
Every year we used to go to with his boss to have a company dinner in Christmas. And at the time, the owner of the company had 3 trucks only. This guy was a Mexican guy, didn't speak any English. And he told us on that dinner, I want to have 7 trucks next year. Next year came, he had 13 trucks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I got the idea when I had the money.
Nice.
Like, if he could do it, I could do it too.
And I know in trucking, it's a really lucrative business. So I
It
know
is.
there's a lot of money
It
there
is.
too. What were you exactly doing in trucking business? Were you guys transporting products, or what exactly were you doing?
So we're moving produce, and I was getting the loads from a broker.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't doing any heavy lifting or anything.
Got it.
I used to just copy and paste the information and give it to the driver and just hang out.
Nice.
Nice.
So you went into wholesaling after the trucking and you kind of lost it all. You mentioned.
So you know what's a funny thing? Yoni actually used to work for this broker.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I met Yoni.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
He's-
nice.
Yeah, he used to work for that broker,
Uh-huh.
and then he ventured out on his own and made his own company. And he's very, very good at what he does.
I'm assuming it's a small world, just like real estate is.
It is. It is.
It's all about who you meet.
Right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So how did that transition happen? You met Yoni, you got into wholesaling. How was that transition for you?
So after I lost everything,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to learn more about trucking, the ins and outs.
Okay.
Like I mentioned, when I was doing the trucking, I was getting the work from a broker. So I didn't know how to hunt for the work,
Okay.
right? So Yoni is a broker, and he also owns trucks. He moves trucks nationwide. At the time, I also picked up a job for a trucking company managing 50 drivers because I wanted to learn that side of the business. And then Yoni offered me an opportunity to work with him as a dispatch and broker.
Mm-hmm.
And I jumped on board with him. So I used to have 2 jobs, 6 a.m. to noon, and then 1 to 10. Because I wanted to build the company up again, but I wanted to know everything so I don't lose it again,
Mm-hmm.
right? So me and Yoni used to go on daily runs. And he had discovered wholesaling. And he used to tell me, hey, dude, I'm going to put some money into this and market it and this and that. Fast forward like a couple of months, dude, I got a deal.
Nice.
A couple more months, more deals. I'm like, shit, I want to get some deals too. You know what I mean? So then I jump on board with him, and I quit the second job.
Nice. Okay. How did you get your first wholesale deal? Before we get into that, can you tell a lot of people in the audience what is wholesaling?
So wholesaling is when when you get an off-market property direct from the seller. The way that we do it, we cold call, send an SMS. So wholesaling pretty much is finding a deal, a motivated seller, getting on the contract, and then either selling it to another investor for an assignment fee or taking it down yourself.
Okay.
Got it.
And how did you get your first deal?
So when I started with Yoni, he gave me a stack of papers.
Uh-huh.
He's like, here, call these numbers. So I was calling one at a time. No dialer, no nothing whatsoever, right? 3 months in, no traction, no nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
My friend Kevion Sturdivant, who has a brokerage case in Orange County, he gave me a coaching, a one-on-one. We get in there, and there's a kid in the office in the morning. And the kid is like this, like calling with his energy like really low. Kevion bumps some Biggie and Tupac like very loud, like a club. And he told the guy like, come on, get up, get the energy up. So then he turns off the music. We go upstairs and he tells me, look, Alan, that kid is here the earliest. He leaves the latest. He hasn't gotten anything, and he's not going to get anything until he changes his energy. Why? Because communication is a transfer of energy. Sellers feel that.
Absolutely.
So that day I went back to the office and I did some self-analysis. I looked at myself like, how am I showing up when I'm making these calls? Shit, my energy is shot from working in the morning with the dispatch. And then I had a routine after work that was not good. I was dating some toxic girl.
So We've all been there.
So I quit the morning shift and I broke up with the girl. And that was able to help me maintain my energy.
Okay.
And I got 3 deals the 4th month, then 4, and then 2, and then it just snowballed. But it was cold calling.
Nice. Do you think a lot of people lack that cold calling communication?
I think the commitment.
Yeah. Okay.
Being committed to doing it.
The commitment now and that, the energy, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
I mean, I've noticed days where I come in and I feel sluggish and nothing happens that day. I absolutely don't do any of my agenda, whatever it is. But the days I come in, I'm energized. I do my entire agenda within 2 or 3 hours. So it's just energy. I think is a huge thing for sure.
I think that's one of the biggest things for my success because I know how to self-regulate that.
Absolutely.
And I don't call when I don't feel good.
Yeah.
I stop what I'm doing and I do something that brings me joy or peace, and then I do it.
How do you what brings you joy? How do you manage stress? Because you seem a very collective guy, very chill, calm, but yet you could be super excited and committed.
So I meditate every day.
Okay.
Breath work, breathing exercises. I like to run a lot, and I go to the gym or nature.
Nice.
That helps me stay balanced and in the moment.
And stay away from toxic girls. Nice.
And tell me, your morning routine, how does it usually start? What do you do? I know you said you meditate early in the morning, but how does your morning start from kind of start to finish?
So I wake up at 4 every day.
Okay.
The first thing I do, I meditate for 30 minutes. Do about 30 minutes of breathing. Then I go to the gym, get a workout in, usually run like 2 to 3 miles before the workout. Go home, shower, do my journal. I have a gratitude journal. Read. And my work starts around 8.
Nice.
Okay. So your morning's figured out. You have it.
Yeah. Definitely. I feel like we are the hardest thing to conquer. And if you conquer yourself first thing in the morning, everything else is a piece of cake.
Love it.
Yeah, that's true.
Awesome. So let's talk about lead gen, follow up, and all that stuff. So you mentioned Yoni had given you a piece of paper with all these people to call. At that time or now, what are those leads? How do you get those leads?
So I have a friend named Josh Chan. That's where I get all of my data. I pretty much go to this website and pick whatever counties or city I'm targeting.
Okay.
And extract the data from him. He only charges 3 cents a record. There's other places like PropStream, Batch Leads, Lead Sherpa, Need to Skip, where you can also get the data. But I like to use him because I pull a big list. So that's where I get the leads from.
I know you said 3 cents, and usually they're about 10 to 12 cents.
12 cents, yeah.
Sometimes the information they give you is not as good, I should say, as others. So
I agree.
And is there a specific criteria that they give you the information about certain people, or there's certain people you're targeting?
So you can target whatever list you want, but he has like very niche list. But what I like to target is the motivation.
Okay.
People, I like to put myself in the seller's shoes and ask myself like, hey, if I need to sell within the next 30 to 60 days, what kind of position do I have to be in? Pre-foreclosure, adjustable rate mortgage, deceased, divorced, bankruptcy, and maybe high equity. That's probably one of the last ones. Because they have to sell eventually, right?
Yeah, definitely. Nice. And I know you got a whole team that you have under you. Do you still do the cold calling yourself?
I don't. But lately I have been calling because I like them raw. But yeah, no, I don't cold call anymore. So I only call the warm and hot leads.
Gotcha. So tell us about your team.
So I have 8 cold callers in Panama, and I have my own company, right? And it's like a full circle moment. Now I have a company with Yoni on the side, and we have some interns that we're training. So
Okay.
it's just us.
Why Panama?
Bilingual. $4 an hour.
Uh-huh.
Plain.
Yeah, and they speak Spanish, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm assuming most of the areas that you're calling are LA County, you know, somewhere around here, basically.
California, Georgia, a little bit of Seattle.
What made you choose those other states? Are like some states more easier than others?
I
or-
really, really like Georgia.
Okay.
When I used to work with Yoni, he had a cousin that I started asking him to find him deals over there because he found out what he did. And we found Georgia to be a really good market. Like a really, really good market. Me and Yoni made $156,000 from one deal.
Wow.
Nice. Nice.
Are majority of your sales still there versus California? Or?
No. I kind of pivoted more to California,
Okay.
but I'm looking to expand more.
Nice.
If you can kind of explain a little bit the operation. So obviously Georgia, you're nowhere clear to there, you know, close to there. Do you fly out, take a look at the property? You have people there taking a look at the property for you. How does that work?
So Yoni's cousin is a developer out there. But since we started getting a lot of deals over there, we created a lot of relationships. So we have a lot of boots on the ground over there.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
But, you know, I follow the motivation. I always ask every seller, do you have anything else that you would consider selling? We buy nationwide. And if they have something in Minnesota, Tennessee, I'll figure it out.
And I think that's an important question to ask. You know, people always stop right there. Are you motivated to sell within the next 30, 60 days? People say no. You know, when they say no, it's like, okay, thanks, bye. Do you have any other properties you want to sell? Do you know any family members you need to sell? Those extra one or two questions can get you probably another, you know, couple deals a year. You know, I think that's really important.
You're already on the phone, so might as well ask.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. I like that.
Nice. So you growing your business, you know, it seems like you're pretty awesome at it, of course. What was one of the biggest struggles you had?
I think the biggest struggle was not being in the energy. Because I was just running and hitting the wall, And I get why people give up.
It's discouraging.
And
you
it's
know?
hard in the beginning, but look, the quicker you get to the no's, the faster you get to the yes. And the fastest way to get somewhere is to learn from someone already doing it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's where your mentor came in for sure.
Yeah, so he was able to help me get there a lot quicker.
I think that's where people get really discouraged really quick. You know, they go 3 months, 6 months, no check, nothing. But then it's kind of after that 6 months, I think that really you start to pick up momentum and things really just start rolling. I think, you know, personally, even the retail side of real estate, wholesaling, whatever it might be, you know, it takes some time.
And everyone wants instant results. But
Absolutely.
it's delayed gratification. You know what I mean? There is ways they can like shorten the learning curve, like learning from someone. But people, you know, don't think outside the box sometimes. They want to, you know,
Sounds like
everything right away.
sounds like a couple realtors I know.
I'm not talking about him.
How long have you been wholesaling for? I didn't even ask. How many years?
I'm going on 4 years.
On 4 years?
It feels longer, but, you know, 4 years.
Okay, nice. So with wholesaling, I know that you are getting the properties and you're reselling them to investors, correct?
Yes.
How do you meet investors? You know, for someone who's barely getting into it, where do you go and how?
So you go on PropStream and search for cash buyers.
Okay.
That's how I started doing it in the beginning. But then also going to meetups and just telling people what you know, what you do. Tell people what you do and just know their buy box. And nowadays, like if I have something, I already know where it's going. So you get to learn your buyer's margins. Like I know people that want 50,000 net profit. I know people that want 100,000, and I know people that won't touch it if it's not 150. So it's like knowing.
Sounds like a nice spread to me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But then, like you said, then from that point, different areas, you have your buyers, you know, their spreads and everything. So that's really important. Now you can expedite it, especially over the years, just building that
Exactly.
list.
So now I have an investor lift cartel mode, so it's like a Craigslist or eBay where you blast your deal on there and vetted buyers are going to see it.
Nice. Okay.
So if you guys need help selling a deal, let me know.
I got 2 for you.
Not, what is it? Not 29 Palms?
Yucca Valley.
Yucca Valley.
Yucca Valley. Yeah.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah, that's not. You know, if somebody was looking to kind of get started in doing this type of wholesale deals or looking for flips, or where would they start? What would you say?
Just pull a list and start calling.
Pull list.
Pull a list, you know, from Josh Chan, PropStream, and then get a dialer. It's only $150 a month. And you can call 12 lines at the same time and you'll start cranking.
What kind of dialers do you recommend to use?
I recommend Ready Mode.
Ready Mode. Okay.
That's the one I use. But if someone wants to get started and like get quick results, well, nothing is quick, right? But if they put in the work and they joint venture with someone already doing it, I think it's gonna help with the learning curve.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. You can't, to always expedite things, you gotta joint venture with somebody, find that right mentor and stuff like that. But I think that's super important.
Look, a percentage of something is better than a percentage of nothing.
Very true.
And that's what we say in, a lot of our newbies, they struggle to get a deal, or, they struggle with the idea of, giving up a little bit to, make something. Like, why would I give up, a couple $1,000s? That's our money. No,
Yeah.
Think about it. Would you rather have that deal or no money at all?
No money at all, yeah.
So a lot of people, I think that's where they struggle in this business, but it's the way you got to see it from all directions, So I think that's super important.
Definitely.
I would have even done it for free if I knew I was going to get to where I'm going right now, where I'm at.
It's all the knowledge.
Yeah,
All the
and you
knowledge
learn,
the
for
process
sure.
and everything like that, So yeah, I agree. That's super important.
So you've come across a lot of properties, for under market value. Have you ever thought about keeping some yourself? Do you invest yourself?
So that's my next. So this year I'm in acquisitions mode.
Okay.
But I'm looking for like a certain niche. I want something in LA, LARD 1.5, R3, or R4.
Tell us why.
So I could build on it on the future.
And those, I think that in LA County 1.5, you can build up to 4 units, I believe, right? 4 to
It
6.
depends
I
on the
think.
lot size
Yeah.
and the county too.
How big does a lot have to be?
I think I will want something bigger than 6,000.
Okay.
So I could at least get 4 units in there.
Yeah, and I think the minimum square footage for each unit could be like 2,500 or something like that.
But I think it varies with counties and
Yeah.
cities
Why LA?
because LA is the place to be.
That's what
That's where the money's
That's
at.
where
I
the
don't
money's
feel
at.
like it's ever gonna go down.
Are
It's
you
gonna keep
not.
going up.
Yeah, yeah.
are you looking to, if you're looking for long-term rentals, I'm assuming?
I want to build affordable.
Okay.
And one of my good friends, Danny Navarro, I could partner up with him. So I'm gonna shorten the learning curve there.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about long-term vision.
Nice.
I don't want just one paycheck. I want multiple
Yeah, yeah.
from one.
Nice.
Generational wealth.
So do you also do the flipping part yourself?
I'm not flipping too much right now. I've only done 2, but with partners.
Okay.
I like to delegate. My specialty is acquisitions and talking to people, making deals happen.
And are these partners that you already know?
Yoni
or-
Rios.
Gotcha. Okay. So have you dealt with any of like the headaches or the work with the contractors?
No, I don't do any of that. He does it.
Very cool. Very cool.
That could be stressful. I mean, sometimes I remember this one situation. We dealt with a contractor, and he ran off with our money. We didn't hear from him. We were chasing after him for about a year and a half, and just completely disappeared. So I think managing the contractor part is not necessarily the
full-time
funnest
job
part.
right there.
Yeah, it's a full-time job. It is. So, yeah, I would say we'll leave it to Yoni.
Do you plan to do more flips
I
yourself?
did this year with partners and then eventually on my own. But I want to dive deeper into what I'm doing now.
The wholesaling.
Yes.
Well, I think the hardest part is the acquisitions part. You can flip all day long, but if you don't have a deal, you have nothing going on. So I think the acquisition part, once you master that, then you can decide to do whatever you want to do with it. Flip it, keep it, refinance it, whatever it might be.
I agree. Everything starts with the deal.
Yeah.
If you have a deal, the money will come.
Right.
And you have all the avenues open to you. You could flip it, wholesale it, Airbnb it, develop it, long-term hold.
And I think that's one of the things that people don't realize. It's hard to keep real estate. You know what I mean? It's hard to keep real estate. And I think a lot of people really concentrate on trying to, keep properties every time they purchase it or invest right away. When really you want to build that nest egg, make some funds, wholesale some properties, flip some properties, don't keep it. And then after that, you have disposable income. You have a lot of more money to spend on multi-units, building like you mentioned. So I think that's also really important to take consideration.
I agree. Here's an example. If you have 50 G's, right? I think, and if you have the option to buy a house or wholesale it, right, and make 100,000 or 50,000, or flip it or try to buy and hold, right? And you're gonna cash flow from this house 500 a month, so you're gonna make 6,000 a month or something, right? That's not gonna make me rich. But if I dump that into marketing and get some more deals, now say that makes me 300,000. Now I could buy more houses.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Can you explain a little bit more how you said you had mentioned something about a retainer, how you buy the house, you get the house from the seller, and then you resell it to an investor?
Yes.
Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yes. So say for example, I call the seller and they want to sell.
Okay.
We agree on a price. I sent them a purchase agreement. They sign, So that's the A and B contract. We put it into escrow. Then when I find the buyer, I'll assign it to the buyer. So that's a B and C contract.
Nice.
So say, for example, I lock it up for 400.
Okay.
And I turn around and I find the buyer for 450. I assign it to the buyer and put both contracts into escrow. And the buyer pays the seller, and then I get my 50 from escrow.
Nice. And how long does this transaction usually take?
It depends on the escrow.
What's like on an average usually?
I've done deals as quick as 4 days.
Oh, wow.
7 days, and then some even 3 months. So,
oh, nice.
I guess the timeline depends on the seller.
Okay.
How much time we negotiate,
Exactly, yeah.
or the motivation of paying.
Yeah,
And are they usually easy to get out, or?
They are. Yeah, I follow the motivation. So
Tell us like a scenario where it was really difficult.
okay, Ontario, a month ago, right?
Oh, a month ago. It's recent.
A month ago, this lead came from a text message. I talked to the seller. He's super motivated. I believe the purchase price was $550. $550. We agree on the price, and he tells me there's tenants. I tell him, hey, I can help you negotiate. We usually negotiate cash for keys, and I can make it happen. But the money's going to come from your proceeds. Great, let's do it. We put in the contract. We went to the house. The tenant did not want to let us in. So we turn around back, and I'm like, you know what? I'll come back on my own tomorrow. So he gave me the phone number. I called her. We connected. I came from a place of contribution, and hey, how can I help you? The owner is not going to want to negotiate this and that, but if you talk to me, I can make it happen. So I turn around, and I offer this house to my friend Gerardo for $570. He liked it. We put it into escrow. We negotiated $7,500 with the tenant, and she was going to leave in 30 days. At the end of 30 days, my friend, the contractor, went to give her the check. That's where mistake number one. He went over there. He gave her the check. She gave him the keys. He saw that she was still like packing some stuff, so he went to Home Depot for 2 hours. He came back 2 hours later. The lady was gone, but now there was someone else in one of the other rooms. There was a person in a wheelchair with a mom that has dementia.
Wow.
So now he didn't want to leave. The lady was out of the house, but he didn't want to leave. So I tried to negotiate with him. He's like, no, I'm going to go through the whole like eviction process. You know, I could probably be here for like half a year.
Wow.
Going through court and this
what's
and
the
that.
end
So he wanted to milk it.
I'm already getting stressed.
He wanted to milk it.
You can notice my shoulders.
I don't think I ever felt anxiety until then.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I didn't think it was a real thing. So Gerardo and his girlfriend go to the house. They were the good cops. I was the bad cop, right? And he was being receptive with him, and not with me. So they were negotiating him finding him a place, paying for 2 months of rent and like $5,000. Everything's running smooth, and he started ghosting us. We didn't hear from him for like 2 days. Next thing you know, the ex-tenant messages me, hey, that guy's in the hospital. He just had a heart attack. So we were still in touch because I'm like, hey, you did me like kind of dirty there, like try to help me out to get the guy out. And then Gerardo confirms like, oh yeah, he's in the hospital. He just had a heart attack. I spoke to him. They had to transfer him to La Jolla and get a heart surgery. So the mom was in the house alone with dementia, which is like super dangerous, right? So I told Gerardo, hey, dude, call the guy with the surgery, and tell him that he needs to either get someone to pick up the mom, or we're going to have to call adult protective services because, God forbid, she steps out of the house and she gets run over or gets lost.
Yeah.
So sure enough, within the hour, he had someone to go pick her up, and we just went in there, locked it up, and closed the deal.
That was it.
That was it. But in the beginning, I was willing to offer him $10K to move. But after that, he lost that opportunity.
How many months was this process, or did it take? Was he in there?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Or 2 weeks after the initial first 30 days.
Okay, so not too bad.
But it was very stressful because
Yeah.
we did not know how long it was going to take.
Yeah.
and he wasn't being receptive. So.
And more than anything, you got lucky because it was 3 weeks.
Yeah.
In most cases, I mean, we've seen some of these things prolong a year, year and a half. I was involved in it. It wasn't my deal that I was personally buying, but a transaction. And the buyer waited for, basically, it was 15 months. 15 months. And this is a regular buyer. This is an investor. They waited 15 months for it to close. So, I mean, I just can't imagine. But you looked at, I would say, in 3 weeks.
I don't wish bad on anyone, you know. Like, he's better now, but I'm like, dude, you know.
Yeah, and with tenant regulations and everything in California, it could be brutal for sure.
Yeah, he wanted to milk it for sure.
Absolutely. Do you come across this a lot with other tenants, just in general, or?
I feel like I've dealt with like 10 different tenants, and everything has been smooth, because we come from a place of contribution. Like, how can I help you?
Yeah.
I'm here to mediate. I don't want to kick you out. I want to make it a mutual agreement between both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And usually I negotiate cash for keys.
Normally they take the cash for keys?
Yeah. And I think the most I've ever paid was like $10K.
Oh, wow.
That's really good. And especially dealing with a lot of LA properties. I mean, these people want $25,000 or more, you know.
Yeah. I'm actually dealing with one right now where they want 20,000.
Wow.
But I'm going to try to meet them in the middle.
Uh-huh.
Well,
that's crazy.
I'll say a prayer for you.
Light a candle.
Have you gone through an eviction process with like an attorney and all of that? Or?
I have not, no. Thankfully, I
Wow,
haven't.
so then you must be really good at this. What a good guy.
Well, you know, I come from a place of contribution, and
Yeah.
I listen to the real problem, like what's really going on.
Uh-huh.
I don't make it about me. I make it about them. How can I help you?
Yeah, once you start attacking people, I think that's when their guards go up and they
You get
want
triggered.
milk it and do all this other stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I agree, definitely.
You get a good-looking guy like me coming and smooth talking.
Exactly.
It's all about that
hair all
energy.
slicked back and everything. I like
The
it.
energy.
It's about the energy you give off, you're going to receive.
Exactly.
Nice. Very
So
cool.
what you reap, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So only produce positive energy.
Nice. So you seem like you got it all figured out. You seem very well, experienced in many different things. Do you read?
Yes.
What any books you can recommend to people to read?
My top 3 books, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma.
Okay.
The Power of Now.
Okay.
This one by Eckhart Tolle.
Mm-hmm.
The Miracle Morning.
Okay.
But I think the book that changed my life the most
Okay.
was The Power of the Subconscious Mind
Mm-hmm.
by Joseph Murphy. This book taught me the power of thoughts
Mm-hmm.
and being in the moment.
Can you give us a highlight more also what it's about?
It talks about the conscious mind, the subconscious, and how we program ourselves and how to reprogram ourselves. So I recommend it.
Nice. Very cool.
I take note of that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, with everything we said today, it's very valuable information. Is there, for people who are just starting out in real estate, or wholesaling, flipping, any tips you can give them? Any advice?
For someone that wants to get into wholesaling or being an agent,
Mm-hmm.
just make the calls.
Mm-hmm.
Don't overthink it. You can always call me and I'll help you close the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll do a joint venture.
Have you ever tried real estate before?
As an agent,
As a
no.
real agent? No?
I feel like I don't need the license. I like
Uh-huh.
what I'm doing. And I feel blessed that I get to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I like to deal hunt.
Yeah.
You'd be a killer agent, I can tell you that much.
You sold me already. Very cool. Very cool.
But I think just make time block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Time block and have a self-care routine.
Mm-hmm.
And do it before you cold call. And then cold call so you can be productive and efficient. And
Nice.
just don't take nothing personal.
Yeah.
The quicker you get to the nose, the faster you get to the yes. Just keep going. You get a fuck you, next. Boom, 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 boom,
Exactly,
next,
yeah.
next.
How many fuck yous do you get?
Not too many anymore because I call the warm ones.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Very cool. What's your 2024 New Year's goal?
I think more collaboration.
Okay.
Collaborate with people like yourselves, your father. Me and my friend Yoni, we're gonna dump in 30,000 into another marketing channel.
Mm-hmm.
So just increase the production.
Can you share what that channel is?
Pay per click. So
Okay.
we're gonna dump 30,000 a month in pay per click.
Nice. What is paperclip?
Google Ads.
Okay. Very
So I'm
cool.
already doing text messaging,
Mhm.
cold calling. This is a new avenue that I'm gonna take on. He's already doing it. Another avenue that I really like is helping new wholesalers
Mm-hmm.
and agents.
Nice. Well,
I love it.
you're gonna be getting a couple calls from us.
I got you.
So, Alan, I know you do a lot of, well, the cold calls with these sellers. What are the questions specifically do you ask?
So what we look for in a call, right, is 5 pillars: pain, motivation, why they need to sell or want to sell. What's next? Hey Keith, if I was to buy your house, what's next for you? Do you already have another place where you're gonna go, or is the sale contingent till you find another place? Because we could buy the house, but what if they don't have nowhere to go, right? What's next? No, timeline. Hey Keith, if we're to buy the house, are you ready to go now, or what's the timeline looking like? Condition and price. We always want to get the price out of them. Whoever gives the price first loses. And if they don't want to give me a price like for all and nothing at all, I usually anchor them. I'll shoot like a low ball, like half of what Zillow says or something.
Okay. You think, I know you said you have a team that does all your cold calling for you, but you think you can handle a little role play right now?
Yeah, sure. So look, I like to focus. I like to help people that want to sell and need to sell. I'm not here to convince anyone. So we just look for those motivated sellers.
Okay. So I'll seem like a desperate seller that I want to. So let's give it a shot.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Keith. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. And yourself?
Amazing. I'm calling about your property on 123 Main Street.
Okay.
Have you considered selling?
I would like to. Yeah, actually.
Is there a reason why you want to sell, or?
Man, the market's shit right now.
Do you have a number in mind?
Sorry, what's that?
Do you have a number in mind? A price that will motivate you, or?
I want $1 million.
Great. If we were to come to an agreement, how soon can you sell?
I mean, my girlfriend just left me, so I need to get out of here.
Hey, my girlfriend left me last week, so I'm in the same boat.
Oh man, I feel you.
That's the pain point.
Yeah. So how long were you guys dating?
5 years.
What? I was dating for 5 years too.
Oh wow, yeah. I found my girlfriend with my brother.
Oh man, it's a sticky situation there. Sorry, bud.
Oh, no worries.
But let me see. Can I meet you in person?
Well, why don't you tell me? You know what exactly you're offering?
So look, the way that we work, right? We buy your house cash as is. You don't have to do any repairs. You don't pay any closing costs. We pay the closing costs, and we can usually close in 7 days. But we're here to work around your time frame because we know that not everyone needs to sell that fast or can't get out that quick.
Wow, 7 days.
Yes.
I'm actually interested. That would be great.
So based on the numbers and looking at the house, I can probably be in that ball range, but I would need to see it just to make sure there's no dead skeletons.
What do you think?
Let him in. Let's go.
All right. Yeah.
So does tomorrow 11 a.m. work?
Sure. We do that.
I'll see you tomorrow at 11.
All right.
All right.
Where's my check?
Yeah, so usually I go to the appointment after that, take the pictures, and then if it's a good price, I'll blast it out to my buyers.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I don't do any of the cold calling myself anymore, but this is something what the cold callers do.
Hey, well, you still got me. You came up with a reason to connect with me.
Yeah, exactly. I want to thank you for being here, and I'm looking forward to definitely collaborating with you 2024 and making some deals happen.
No, thank you for having me.
Awesome, Alan. Well, again, thanks.
Anything I can do to help you guys, I'm here. Let me know.
Absolutely.
Man, appreciate it.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing all the knowledgeable information, and we definitely will have you back again soon, for sure.
I'll be back.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Everybody, let's give him a round of applause. Thanks, guys, for listening to our podcast. We'll tune you guys next week.